guys, GCSE STEM here. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the topic of thermal energy, and by the end of this video, you should be able to describe to me what it is, that is thermal energy, describe to me what is specific heat capacity, and describe to me the thermal energy formula. So if we start off with thermal energy. Thermal energy is the energy contained within a system that's responsible for its temperature. This energy can also be stored in or released from the system. And the measure of the thermal energy demanded to raise a temperature of a given mass by a given temperature can also be calculated using the equation over here, where it says triangle E is equal to MC triangle O. Now, you might look confused at this formula, and say, what does it all mean? Well, the triangle E part states that is equal to the change in thermal energy in joules. So that's this bit over here. The M states that it is mass in kilograms. And the C over here states that it is specific heat capacity in joules per kilogram per degree. So joules per kilogram per degree Celsius. In a triangle O, in which this kind of weird O actually has a name, it's known theta. Triangle O is equal to the change in temperature in degrees Celsius. So that's that formula, and I do advise you writing it down, as you will need to memorize it for your exams. Now we move on to specific heat capacity. The specific heat capacity of a substance is defined as the quantity of thermal energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of a substance by 1 degrees. In other words, how much energy you need to increase the temperature of 1 kilogram of a substance by a degree. Different substances have different specific heat capacities. Still, it heats up and cools down briskly, i.e., if a substance has a low specific heat capacity, it takes lower energy to change its temperature. Still, it heats up and cools down sluggishly, i.e., if a substance has a high specific heat capacity, it takes further energy to change its temperature. Over here, we can see the diagram showing us a copper block, an aluminium block, and water. And we can tell here from the copper block that it states it has a specific heat capacity of 390 joules per kilogram Celsius. For aluminium, it has a specific heat capacity of 910 joules per kilogram Celsius. And it says for water, we have 4,200 joules per kilogram Celsius. Now we can tell over here that water has its highest specific heat capacity out of the three, and aluminium is right in the middle, and copper is on the lower end. And it says over here, lower specific heat capacity means it warms up and cools down quickly, as much less energy is to change its temperature. And that makes sense. If we use lower joules or lower energy to heat it up, that means it could also quick down in the same amount of time. And a higher specific heat capacity has the ability to warm up and cool down slower, as it takes a lot of energy to change its temperature. Well, that was all you need to know about thermal energy. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do like, comment and subscribe. Share this with any of your friends. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.